Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video on Bubble. Inside of this video, I'll be talking about Type Soul and honestly why I think it could die like any day now, because it's just been lowering and lowering and lowering in players. I think it loses about like 4K players per day. Like yesterday it was averaging 30, now it's averaging 25. Late at night it goes all the way down to like 14, 15K. The game is dying, right? It's back basically to the state right when Dave was hired. And the reason is quite simple, because when they picked up the game, they were basically saying, yeah, we're going to balance it. You know, the game's going to be way more balanced once Central leaves. You know, everything's going to be good, right? And the game, quite literally, is probably in its worst state it's ever been in. If you guys are interested in getting your Bonkai easier, there's going to be a server inside the description down below. They do all services, but yeah, just know there's a server inside the description for Bonkai, Sedunda, things like that. So if you're interested, it'll be inside the description down below. I tried to play one match yesterday just to see how the game is, and I instantly got off. I have never left a game so fast in my life, because the game is quite literally in a worse state than I think it ever has been. The balancing is just fucking awful right now. Everything's kind of bad about it. Even the content, like the new shit that they be adding, it's fun because it's a lot of new shit that they add, right? But most of it either looks bad, is bad, or is just completely fucking broken and it just doesn't make it fun, right? So basically the reason why the game is slowly dying is because nobody wants to play the game right now because it's not balanced. The new content really isn't even that fun. I don't think anybody uses Butterfly. And some of the general changes just aren't that good, right? It used to be fun to try to make a new slot and progress. You can't really do that anymore because it takes like literally 2 hours to get a max slot now. Just kind of everything got way too easy. And we already know Hellverse is still going to be like 2 months from now. So we know Hellverse is going to take forever. We basically know everything's going to take forever. And, you know, it's just like people are kind of giving up on the game at this point. Because, like I said, the game's balancing is terrible right now. The content isn't that good. Like, the weekly updates that the game is getting aren't good and won't last long enough for the next week. Like, literally after 2 days after a new update comes out, everybody forgets about it. Butterfly and whatever else came out, I think it was Butterfly and Snow, those two came out, and literally a day later, everyone stopped talking about it. I have not seen anybody talk about either of those things, other than Snow being completely broken. That's about the only thing that I see on it. So, in my honest opinion, I think the game could die. Literally, like, tomorrow we could see the game dead. Because they just don't really, they're not locked in, right? They said they were going to. It's been about I wouldn't say it's been about a month since the change happened. When Cetro got off the team, it's actually been about like 3 weeks, I think. But they said that they would be locked in, all this, all that. And 3 weeks later, the game's in a worse state than it's ever been in my opinion. Now, you guys can feel free to disagree on this topic. You guys might think that the game's in a really good state. But when you see games like ABA, you know, games that are super fucking old, averaging only like 5K less than Type Soul, it does say something, for sure, that the game is dying. ABA's been at like 12K recently. Type Soul's been at, I think, like 20, 22. Devotion's been at like 18. So you have very old games. I think GPO has been having more players. So you have like just a bunch of fucking games that basically are doing better, right? There's a lot of games that are actually catching up to Type Soul because Type Soul's dying. And quite frankly, everyone was just waiting for a new game. And, you know, we haven't gotten a new game, but it seems like people are going back to their older games. Because Type Soul's just fucking dying, it's being ass, all this, all that. So we'll just have to see what happens with Type Soul. In my honest opinion, I think genuinely the game could be dead within the next week or two if they don't actually lock in. Like, I'm telling you, if this next update that they try to release takes anywhere more than like 4 days, the player count is gonna drop like crazy. Because that's just how it's working right now. Basically, if they don't update like every 5 days, they're just gonna fucking die, because like their player base just does not want to fucking play their game. The game literally has like so much variety, but so little variety at the same time, because you're basically forced into like one of two builds right now. They keep on adding a bunch of new shit, but then they force you to play one boring ass build like nobody wants to play. So the game is just slowly dying because of that. Like, there is literally some builds everybody wants to do and they can't, because they will just instantly fucking lose against something stronger. Like, for example, I think it's Shuncho everybody's complaining about right now. It's just ass compared to everything else, because they buffed basically everything else on Hakuda. And I've heard Hakuda is like the most brain dead thing. So in my opinion, I do think Type Soul could die very soon. We already knew that once when any other new game released, you know, Type Soul would die. Unfortunately, we haven't had a new game to release, but there is some coming out very soon with Ninja. I think Magical Academy is coming back. Like, there is a lot of games coming out soon. So maybe one of those will kill Type Soul. If not, then we know Rail seasons in December, and we'll probably get a different game before that. So just know, like, Type Soul basically is on its last leg right now, because it's like dropping in players, right? It's dropping in players. The updates are taking slightly longer every week. The content's getting less and less every week. Like, just every week, you can see the game slowly getting worse, worse, worse. So I think eventually, probably like 2-3 weeks from now, I do think that it would just be completely dead. Most people that I know that used to play Type Soul have all just been on Demon Hunter, Deep Ocean, you know, games like that. So you guys can feel free to leave your own thoughts inside the comments on this whole situation. If you think Type Soul will die, if you think it won't die, the current state of the game, because basically every single person that I have talked to that plays Type Soul still, even like the comp people, people with titles, basically every single person I have talked to have all said the same thing, that it's in the worst state it's ever been in, that it's just fucking bad right now. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to play on it. Clan Wars is boring because it's all that they've had for like, almost like, what, 4 months? So yeah, everyone's just getting bored. Clan War players are getting bored. General players are getting bored. Ranked players are getting bored. Everybody's bored because the game is unbalanced. Nobody's really having fun on it. So whatever you guys think is going to happen to the game, when you guys think that it's going to die, whatever, leave that inside the comments down below. And also leave down inside the comments what games you guys are playing right now. Because I know a lot of people did quit Type Soul. So just let me know inside the comments what game you're playing. Personally, I've been playing a lot of ABA, Deep Ocean, and Demon Hunter. I just feel like those are kind of the funnest games that are actually still updating and things like that. But yeah, you guys can leave your own thoughts inside the comments on this whole Type Soul situation. I think... what's his name? I think Janet's posted a video, something like this as well, yesterday. So yeah, a lot of people are saying that Type Soul's gonna die. And if you look at the content creation side of it, you basically have the same like copy and paste YouTubers, and then you have Nano, and then yeah, that's really fucking it. So even content creation wise, a lot of people are quitting. But yeah, leave your own thoughts inside the comments. Peace.